If you collect rainwater and have often thought to yourself there's got to be a better way than filling up watering cans and then carrying them out to the garden, well, you're right. In today's video, we're going to show you how to hook up an automatic pump. This is an on-demand pump that you can use to automatically water your garden on a timer or do it with a hose. What you need is going to be one short piece of hose. It does not need to be a metal or steel version. This is just my preferred version since the hoses here get so much use. You'll need a longer section of hose, and this is going to allow you to take the water from the pump all the way out to wherever you may be watering, whether that's the yard, the garden, and other things. The pump itself, and I'll leave a link to this in the video description where you can see this pump. This one was $58. This one comes with an inline strainer. This is very nice. It just helps give you an additional filter on top of the one that you have in the rain barrel. Teflon tape with a pair of scissors in order to cut it. And whatever it is that you're going to be watering with. In this case, we're going to use a watering wand. But keep in mind, this could also be used for a sprinkler, irrigation, or anything of that sort. First thing you want to do is take your pump, take off the covers, and within those there will be some seals. Now this may come with water inside, not a big deal. Now we're going to apply the Teflon tape to the external threads on any of the pieces that we're putting together. It's just going to help seal the objects. There's also a correct and an incorrect way to use Teflon tape. If you pretend that my finger is the pipe, if you wrap the tape this way, when you go to tighten the fitting, what you notice is that would actually push the tape off, giving you a weaker seal. So what you want to do is make sure that you have tape wrapped this way so that when you're turning this righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, or in the clockwise direction, it'll actually fold that down and keep you with a better seal. Forgive me, it's a little bit windy, and hopefully this is an angle that you can see, but you're just going to wrap the tape around until all of the threads are covered. As mentioned before, make sure that the final lip of the tape is going in the direction that you're going to tighten. As you can see here, this is the inlet where we'll be attaching the strainer. And as you tighten this, that'll actually cause that tape to get a better seal. Do the same thing to the other side. One final piece on the other side, or the inlet towards the filter screen. And with that, your pump is ready to go. If need be, install any of the adapters that were provided with the pump. In this case, these two were screwed together. You actually need to separate them. You can place one on the outlet side of the pump, and I'll tighten this up later. And you can just tighten these by hand. The other one will go on the inlet side, and this will allow your hose connections to adapt into this pump and get your water transferring. At this point, on the inlet side, you want to attach your shorter hose. And again, you can put thread tape on the external threads of this piece. At this point, you could use some tools like pliers and so forth in order to tighten the metal connections, but given you have some plastic pieces here, I would recommend against it unless you can't prevent it from leaking. Now, the owner's manual may advise against an extension cord. This is going to add additional resistance to the circuit, which will give the pump less amperage overall. That just means the water will shoot a shorter distance. In this video, we're hooking up a watering wand. Not really a factor since we can still water at the base of the plants. However, if you're going to run something like a sprinkler, make sure that you're still going to have enough coverage. At this point, you want to tighten the inlet side of your water pump up to the rainwater barrel that you have. At that point, you can open the spigot so that you have water flow. Then all you need to do is plug in your pump. As you can see, the pump is relatively quiet, and you'll hear it kick on in a second. This is an on-demand water pump, which means that it's only going to flow when it knows that there's a difference in pressure. Here's a view from further away. You can see the rainwater barrel attached to the pump. Now we're extending it out into the garden with a hose. Here we can use a water wand to bring that rainwater barrel wherever we'd like. Again, here's one more view of just how far this will shoot. So as you can see, having an extension cord isn't really a problem. It's actually reaching the far end of this enclosure. With an on-demand pump, which is again the one that's in the link from the video description, you can actually leave that connected all the time. However, if you're leaving it outdoors, make sure that it's enclosed in something that's waterproof. Now this of course is not where I would place the sprinkler, but just for demonstration purposes, you can see just how far it'll shoot it from the automatic pump as well. Now if you don't want to use power from your own home, you can actually hook this system up to a solar panel, and in the next video that we have covering automatic watering systems, that's exactly what we'll be doing. We'll be using a charge controller, which will take that solar panel, charge up a battery, and then use the pump off of an automatic timer, meaning you don't need to do anything or use any power at all. I hope you found this video helpful, and consider subscribing to the channel if you'd like to see more helpful videos that'll make your life in the garden easier and make the garden more productive. As always, thanks for taking the time to watch, and have a great day.